everybody, Wendie Lloyd and pastry chef Maria Kemp here. We are coming to you today with episode 4 of our 4-part series.
This is our last one.
It is our last one. Wow, we might have to do more.
I know.
It's Entrepreneurs Unplugged, and we're talking about the business side of being an entrepreneur. Maria is, for those of you that have not seen our other videos, Maria...
Go back and watch them.
Yes, please. All the way back to the live I did and get Maria's background. But Maria is owner of Beyond Decadence, which is a pop-up bakery and...
Dessert caterer.
Amazing pastries and desserts. Maria pours her heart and soul into her business. And she is really important for her to provide quality product and service to her customers. So today in this final episode, what we're talking about is burnout. Burnout is so common, I think, in the entrepreneurial world.
Right.
We have to be so careful. So Maria, can you share a little bit for yourself, your perspective of that and burnout, and what are some of the areas you've had to really watch and be careful?
Burnout is real. End of story.
End of video. We're done.
No, a lot of you know that I work from a home certified kitchen, and that was one of the things that drew me to North Carolina, is that you have the ability to actually operate a bakery from a home kitchen. Now, certified means that you've gone through the legal side of it with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture, and I do list that on my website, that I am in a home certified kitchen. And there's pros and cons to everything. And that's where we were laughing about the burnout part. Is a lot of people, will think, oh, it's great to work from home. Well, yeah, it is. And that's one of the beautiful things about North Carolina. As I've been here for almost 2.5 years now, I've met a lot of people in networking groups who have all sorts of services and products too that work from home. And the benefit of that, there's definitely a benefit, but then there's definitely things, I won't call them minuses, but things to be cautious of, is it makes it very easy to blur the lines between work and non-work. I have a really bad habit where if there's nothing on TV, I'm caught up on Netflix, or there's nothing I want to watch, there's nobody to talk to or text. I've had enough of social media where I'm updating my website 11, 12 o'clock at night, or I'm sending emails or drafting emails or researching and reading up, because as an entrepreneur, there is always something to do.
Absolutely. It's not a punch the clock, in and out. And I think so many entrepreneurs can relate to that burnout. And whether or not you work from home or you have an office you go to, or, you're out visiting clients and customers, that boundary of limiting that time is so important, because it is so easy to just say, oh, okay, well, I can't sleep, so I'm just gonna do, XYZ, I'm gonna put some emails together, or I'm gonna work on content, or whatever it is. And you have to be really careful and set those firm boundaries. These are the hours I'm gonna allow myself to work in my business, and that's that working smarter, not harder.
I know, and I've had my tribe, help hold me, I won't say hold me accountable, but remind me, remind me about, having the boundaries, because that's one of the things about the day and age we live in, is with all the accessibility. Yes. I mean, I was counting the other day, I think you and I were talking about it, there's 8 different ways that people can contact me or place an order or just get in contact with me.
Right.
So managing all those different modes of communication on top of all the other things that go into running a business, and then I have to bake also too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And supplies don't get themselves, and the networking doesn't happen unless I show up, and nurturing customer relationships or prospecting new customers and preparing desserts for customer presentations and following up with them. And now the Thanksgiving push is on. But also,
and that link is going to be when we post the video.
So you can
order early so she knows.
Yeah. So burnout is very, very real. And if you stop and were to look at or to write down all the tasks that you're responsible for in a given day or a given week. And then, I love it. It's Michael Hyatt doesn't give me one for free. I wish he did, but it's a full focus planner. And one of our friends in our tribe had one, and I'm like, that's a really cool planner. Yeah. And so I bought one, and like I used to have a Franklin planner way back in the day, and to divide up tasks so that way I can look at the goals, my annual goals, and then breaking those down into monthly, weekly, daily tasks and seeing what I got accomplished. And the big thing for me, as it is, I'm sure with most of us, is, if it's 5 o'clock or whatever quitting time is, and you still have things left to do, and you're like, well, I don't have anything else I really need to do right now anyway, because it's 90 degrees outside or whatever, or it's too cold, it's too hot, or whatever. I'll just keep working. Well, it's okay to do that some of the time, but if you're doing that on a regular basis, it blurs, and there is no on, there is no off, and then you find yourself getting tired, you find yourself getting burnt out,
making mistakes maybe, or not being on top of your game.
Yeah, not being on top of your game, or then it leads into not sleeping well. I know when my mind is overrun with all the jillion things that I have going on, I'll flip over in the middle of the night and that thought is waiting right there.
Yeah.
Like, good, you're awake, I was waiting for you. So
it's that getting exhausted, and then your health. And I think it's important when you, Maria, I just wanted to interject, as when you talked about your planner, what, anybody who's ever been a client of mine, even my friends, probably family too, will tell you, you have to schedule your downtime.
Yes.
It needs to be in your planners. It needs to be on your Google Calendar. Wherever you set your appointments, make that appointment with yourself. And don't ever cancel it.
Yeah, that's very true. You and I have kind of talked about that, and I know in our tribe we've talked about that, and I'm guilty of not doing that. Now, over a year ago, I started Pilates, and that I schedule, and I'm faithful about that, because if you don't show up, they still charge you. So,
Maria, money talks.
Yeah, so there's that incentive, that pain.
But it's your health. It's health. You're making priority.
Right, and when I started making health a priority, then my eating started to fall in line. Now, I'm not flawless, because you know what I do for a living, but I'm better and I'm more conscious of it. And I have lost weight, but where I was talking about, the not getting, not getting sleep, and then burnout that starts to manifest itself in, a variety of different ways. Absolutely. Is, you may find, it's like, why is my stomach bothering me, or why do I have this headache, or, you may find that, your blood pressure is elevated.
Absolutely.
Or I think one of the key things that I noticed when, stresses were starting to mount a little bit too much is things that shouldn't have upset me as much as they did upset me a lot more than they should have.
You're more irritable.
Because I was just constantly working, doing any of those things that, I mentioned, and I know that we all can relate to that. And, Wendie and I were just having this conversation this weekend. You probably saw the video or a little promo where we went to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Well, that was for her, for something she had to do. I'm like, I'll go with you.
I just need to get out of town.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to change the scenery. And of course I took my laptop, and I did a little bit of work, but, I got to relax and just breathe and exhale too, without working the whole time. And plus I got to hang with her, which was awesome. So
we had a good time.
Yeah.
But that event, the fact that you just brought that up too, triggered in me is, our last video was it's okay to say no, and that falls into burnout too, is knowing your limits and where are you going to put your time and energy. And the conference that I went to, I did connect with a couple just amazing women there, but I also had texted Maria and I said, I'm going to be ready to go here soon, because I think it was a good conference. It just, what I needed to get out of it wasn't really there. So I recognized, I can either choose to sit here and sit through the rest of this
all day long,
just because, right? And not really getting a lot of value, so to speak, for myself. And so recognizing that it was okay to say, you know what, I don't need to be here this whole time. So that falls in line with that, setting those limits, setting those boundaries. And then as we were driving home, I remember saying to Maria, wow, I can't even imagine if I had stayed the whole time, because I was really getting sleepy driving home.
Yeah, you were. You kept shifting. I'm like, are you okay?
In that time. But it is that recognizing your own needs and where you're going to put your time and your energy.
Right. And, I've become, from being friends with Wendie and the members of our tribe and different things, that they've shared. I'm not perfect. I'm not flawless at it by any regard. I'm definitely a work in progress, but definitely. But I continue to move forward in trying to, not blur, because I'm really good at boundaries, but blurring the line between work and not working is where I tend to blur and just keep working.
Right, and making you a priority.
Exactly.
Is really what it comes down to. And Maria's mentioned a few times in this video our tribe. And Maria did, another piece of burnout is really making sure, it goes back to that, we've talked about that so many times, of who you're connected with, who you surround yourself with, having accountability people, having people to help motivate you and support you. Maria created a small community of like-minded women. And I am so grateful for that community. And I know the other ladies there are as well. And it's just a place to go. I think you initially set it up was, look, we're all entrepreneurs, we're all doing our own thing here, and sometimes it can be isolating, or you spend more time working and not enough time downtime or time playing, really. So I think that was part of the foundation was, hey, that there's this event going on, or I just need to go take a drive and get away. It's a way to connect with someone else who gets it and hold each other accountable, really.
Yeah, and it's been great, from the flip side, to have, ladies that I know and trust, that I can, talk to or text and say, hey, this is going on, or that's going on, or I just need to vent, just let me, verbal vomit it out,
I know you can't fix it, just listen.
Just listen, yeah. But
and us females get that.
Yeah, we do. But that's what I said to you this weekend, is you're really good about scheduling your downtime and scheduling your weekend trips or your getaways.
My ocean therapy.
to stick her toes in the sand, and I'm like, wow, you're really good at that, and just I need to do that more. And to have that firm line even in the given work day. One of my friends, a newer friend of mine I've become close to, is trying to hold my feet to the fire, and I push back sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I hear you, but I'm trying to do that, because especially with me, I can feel, it's going to be more important because I'm moving into one of the busiest times of the year, and I still have all the other things that I'm juggling on top of that, because everything else I'm working on doesn't stop just because Thanksgiving and Christmas are coming. There's other relationships in business to nurture, and trying to balance and juggle that all, plan it all, get everybody moving in the right direction.
And ready for next year.
Especially with me doing, a lot of corporate stuff, that plans a lot earlier.
Because they set their budgets and things like that. And just wanted to touch a little bit, Maria, with the time we have left, on when it comes to burnout and setting those healthy boundaries. Also, being your accessibility to your customers, to your clients, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that is one that I need to continue to work on. My business line and my personal cell phone number are the same right now, which is a double-edged sword. I only carry one phone, and I don't have a separate, Google number.
Right.
But if anybody wants to buy me the iPhone 11,
you'll take it.
I'll take it. But then all the ways I was counting, just like from social media, I just closed down the messaging feature on my business page, because I will have people message me on my personal page, and they email me, then they call me, then they text me, then they I don't know, then there's the website, there's a form on the website. I counted, and there was 8 different ways. For me, what I have to do, because I find that maybe customers don't always realize that, you know, my business line and personal are one and the same. So they may call or text whenever they're thinking about it. And text me really early in the morning or very late at night, you know, on one of those nights that I don't happen to be up. And so I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And I don't take it off until, you know, the start of my business day, which the stated hours are 8 a.m. I think it's 8 until 5 are the stated hours on Monday through Friday, just to try and rein some of that in. And one of the other big things that I did, this was a suggestion from one of our tribe members, is I shut off all the notifications on my phone. The only way my phone will audibly make a noise is if you call me or if you text me, because listening to all the pings and pops from Facebook, and you know, you have to stop and think, as any business owner can relate to. I mean, if you have, you might have Twitter, you might have LinkedIn, you have Facebook, then you have business Facebook, you have Instagram, then I have Yelp for reviews, I have Google My Business, then there's probably even another one I mentioned.
So really what she's saying, guys, there's no excuse not to put your orders in early, because you have plenty of avenues.
There's plenty of ways to reach me. And if I'm out and about, you know, and I have my jacket or somebody sees my car, I mean, I've done more business at my Pilates studio.
Well, there you go. But I think it comes down to, for burnout, it's business hours per se. So it's the hours that you're accessible to your clients and your customers, and then there's the hours that you're allowing yourself to work. Like you said, all the paperwork, the research, all that you know, the emails, the social media content, everything. You know, we, as an entrepreneur, again, you know, we have our time with our clients and our customers, but we also, there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes on. So it's being very careful with our schedule. I mean, as you can see, it's easy to just flow, just keep on going, keep on flowing, you know, and not take that time for yourself to avoid the burnout, to avoid, like you said, that, you know, being less patient with people. And oftentimes it's family or friends that get the slack of that.
You can't do that with your customers, or they won't be your customers for very long. You know?
So I guess just to wrap up episode 4, our last one. Who knows, maybe we'll do more, maybe we'll do some in person. That would be fun.
That would be fun. Wendie and Maria live. Ask us all your questions.
We got the answers, right? But yeah, so burnout, you know, just to summarize, it's be very careful out there. You know, as an entrepreneur, it's so easy to just keep going, you know, and not have that end time or not have that downtime. You know, I've had some people real quick just say, you know, as an entrepreneur, they almost feel guilty if they're not doing something for their business every waking hour.
Wow.
That's not healthy, guys. Because you need to take care of you to be able to put into your business, your clients, your customers.
And there's so much behind the scenes that goes on to running any business that the client never sees. If my job was only making a dessert and presenting a beautiful dessert, you know, and that's all it took to get the job done, that'd be pretty easy.
Work, but
but there's not. It's so much more than that.
And continual training.
Yes.
So thank you all for joining us. For those of you that have not seen the other 3 episodes, go back and watch them, and actually go all the way back to the live that I did with Maria, because that'll give you a little bit more of her background and how she started Beyond Decadence. So Maria, what are your parting words here?
Order early. No, order early, and you know, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. You know, we all come from different experience, different backgrounds, and are made up different, but we still need to respect each other, and to be kind to one another, and
respect each other's time.
Exactly.
So, thank you, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Entrepreneurs Unplugged. Go order your desserts. Get them done. Get them ordered early.